Welcome to Meet Houston Missions and the Simmons and Fletcher Local Missions Podcast. This is Paul Cannon, your host, managing partner of Simmons and Fletcher. This podcast is done to help missions find people who want to serve and need a place to serve, to get the word out about what they do and why they do it and how they do it, and hopefully find some people out there who have a heart to serve and who are inspired to join and be a part of something bigger than just their local community. And so this is we focus on missions that help in the Houston area, in and around here, and have actions that you can get involved in physically as well as financially if you want to get involved with a mission that's right here in your backyard. So today I have a very special guest that I'm excited to talk to. Is Victor Hay, who is Director of Magnificat Houses, an organization here in the Houston area. Victor, why don't you introduce yourself to us and tell us about Magnificat Houses?
Good morning, Paul, and thanks for inviting me. So I'm Victor Hay. I'm the executive director of Magnificat House, and Magnificat House has been around for 55 years, serving the homeless adult population here in the city of Houston and the surrounding areas.
Is it one house or is it multiple houses or what are we talking about?
So Magnificat House is currently we have 15 houses.
Wow.
We started in 1968 with our founder, Rosemary Badami, who just happens to turn 100 next month.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, she is alive and well and started with one house back in 1968. Back then, a lot of the mental health institutions were being closed, and a lot of them were being let out on the streets of Houston. And being a social worker, she secured private funding to start her first house. The first house was in the Midtown area, and it was for women predominantly. She would drive around at night looking for people that she thought may be homeless and would pull over and ask, hey, do you have somewhere to stay tonight? And if the answer came back no, she would say, you do now. And she would literally put them in her car and take them to this house. And that started one of 15 that we have till this day.
And are they all around the Houston area?
They are predominantly in the Midtown area, but we have some scattered out in the Houston area.
Wow, that is awesome. What an amazing legacy she's created in all those years. A very special happy birthday to her for sure. Tell us a little bit about what all Magnificent Houses are. House or houses, I guess it's multiple houses, it sounds like.
Correct.
Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what Magnificent Houses does for people.
So we're basically broken up into four main components. Our first component, I would say, would be our soup kitchen, which is called Loaves and Fishes.
Okay.
Loaves and Fishes is located predominantly in the downtown area. It's off 2009 Congress, kind of close to the baseball stadium.
Okay.
But we serve 300 to 400 meals daily. We're open from Tuesdays to Sundays, closed on Mondays. But like I said, we serve 300 to 400 meals a day. No questions asked to anyone that shows up.
Wow.
The second component would be our housing component, and that is the where we house you. You know, you come in. Our admissions center is located at 1410 Elgin, between the hours of 8 and 3 p.m. Where if you're homeless and you're an adult over the age of 18, and we've got the space, we'll provide you housing and try to get you on your feet from that point. Our third component is what we call our St. Joseph Clubhouse. That is located on 3307 Austin Street, and it's basically it's the only mental health accredited clubhouse in Houston.
Oh, wow.
And it's where, to be a member of the clubhouse, you need to have a mental health diagnosis. But the clubhouse is run on that clubhouse model where the members run the clubhouse.
Oh, wow.
So you go in and there are daily activities, and there are volunteers there that will help you with GED, employment, employment, education, and kind of practice how to interview and that kind of thing, interview skills. So just a variety of life skill type programs in the clubhouse. And then we have our NOM thrift store, which is located off 2102 Common Street. And this is a thrift store that mainly functions to supply Magnificent House with funding and supplies for the houses and that kind of thing. So you can go there, and it's we're on Facebook. Very quality type things in the thrift store, and purchase that with some of the funds going to Magnificent. And that's basically it. So we our goal is to basically house the homeless, help the homeless in the city of Houston, and like I said, for 55 years we've been pretty good at it.
Sounds like a pretty large scale operation with 15 different houses that you guys are running. I'm going to bet that takes a combination of both employees and volunteers to keep all those parts moving in the right direction. Is that correct?
You're exactly right. We're heavily dependent on volunteers, especially if you have a certain skill set. If you're a carpenter, if you're a plumber, if you have any of those skill sets, we would love for you to volunteer with us. As you can imagine, with 15 homes, there's a lot of traffic that comes in and out of those homes, and to keep those homes online, a lot of repairs are needed. A lot of our houses were built back in the 1900s. So, as you can imagine, going in to repair something, as soon as you pull something down, you find more things. Right.
Something you
So,
want to discover.
right. So, we can, really use volunteers, whether it's one or two, or we could take large groups. Doesn't matter. We welcome all.
Wow. So listening to you talk, you have a soup kitchen. I'm sure with the volume that you guys are feeding, you've got to have a certain number of volunteers to operate that on a day-to-day basis, which is probably made up of regular as well as group type volunteers and things like that.
Correct.
You've also got these different houses that have to be kept and maintained. I think I read somewhere on the website that y'all also welcome like corporate and group sponsorships of individual houses to maintain the yards and the exterior and things like that.
Absolutely.
And then it sounds like y'all probably put together some project groups and go in and fix things like holes in the roofs or whatever, tearing down the old sheetrock and things like that.
Yeah, we're never short of projects.
Sounds like it. And then on top of that, you've got a thrift store which helps to support it. So if people want to get involved with your organization, not only do you have places for them to actually serve, whether it's in a soup kitchen serving capacity, or it's a cleaning up houses, or it's actually doing physical labor, or it's just working in the thrift store. You have a lot of different options for people, I would bet, of pretty much all ages to volunteer if they want to be involved in it.
Absolutely. Come on, we'll accept you. It takes a lot to run 15 houses plus, the other entities that we have. However, it's done out of love. And a lot of our volunteers, once they volunteer with us, become volunteers for life. So, like I said, we welcome any volunteer, especially if you've got a skill set.
Now, how many people would you say live in an average house that you guys operate?
So we have several different sizes. We have several houses that hold up to 10 adults, and all the way down to 5 or 6. But the one thing, when I became executive director, I wanted to make sure that every house was to the point where if I became homeless, I wouldn't mind living there. So, a lot of the houses are going through renovations, a lot of the houses are going through upgrades, and they look totally different than they did, say, several years ago.
I can imagine. All right. And so you were talking about some of the things that y'all do there at the clubhouse. Now, is the clubhouse a place for the people staying in the house to go to, or is it just a place in general for the public to go to, or how does that work?
So it's both. We will take members that live with us, and we'll take members from the general public. But it's basically a house where the members run. It's not a clinical type setting. It's more of a, you come in, you don't have to worry about, doctors, medications. It's a clubhouse model that models around the state of Texas.
Okay.
There's one in San Antonio, New York, and they're all interconnected.
Gotcha. Okay. And it seems like you're teaching everything from basic life skills. I guess that would be like cooking, cleaning, things like that, on up to how to build up a resume, how to apply for a job, how to even do it, interview skills. Correct?
That is correct. Members come in. The first thing they do is have a morning meeting. They kind of go over what their day will look like. Everyone's assigned to a specific area, whether that's the website, social media, whether it's the grounds, whether it's the building itself. And then they go on with their day until it's lunchtime. Everyone gets served a hot meal there that day, and just a lot of fellowshipping with like members, and they come out feeling renewed, strengthened, to finish the rest of the day.
Wow. Okay. So if people are wanting to, I would say, for lack of a better word, adopt your services. In other words, maybe they're homeless and they're looking for a house to stay in, or they are wanting to come to the clubhouse because they're struggling right now and need the education or whatnot. How would they get in touch with you guys for that?
So they would just give us a call. The phone number is 713-529-4231. And that is the same number that the volunteers would dial. They just hit nine ex- extension. I'm sorry, extension 5.
Gotcha. So they're going to get probably an answering thing that says, if you want to volunteer, press this number. If you're looking for our services, press that number, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Perfect, perfect. So this phone number is a resource for anybody who needs to get in touch with you guys, regardless of how they want to be a part of this or be involved.
That is correct. Currently, it's an automated system, but by next month, we'll have a live person answering the phone between the hours of 8 and 3. So we're looking forward to that also.
Yeah, I can imagine too. So do you guys post online anywhere, any kind of like list of projects you're looking for or specific things you need, anything like that?
So we're updating our website daily to reflect that. But if you call Sean Johnson, who is the volunteer coordinator slash uh, Miss Everything at Magnificat, she will run everything down. There's a volunteer calendar, so we don't have volunteers on top of volunteers.
Right.
So we'll be able to plug you in on the different projects, give you a list of projects, and have you choose, what suits either the corporation or the individual, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Does Magnificent Houses do any kind of like fundraisers or events in order to help generate support in addition to what the resale shop is doing?
Yes, we do. So, as I mentioned before, our founder turns 100 next month. So on our website, we're recognizing that and promoting that. We have an anonymous donor that has pledged to match any donations up to $50,000.
Oh wow.
Yes. So, we're recognizing that. We're recognizing the fact that we been around for 55 years this year. So, we encourage people to go on the website and donate, but every donation will be matched up to 50,000.
That's awesome. That's great for you. And kudos to that donor. What are the future visions and goals of Magnificent Houses?
So, we want to keep being around, but we would like to expand. As many people that we house in our admissions department, we have a waiting list of 20 to 30 a day.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's just heartbreaking to not be able to house everyone. So in June of next year, we have a permanent supportive housing apartment complex that will be opening up in the Midtown area.
Oh, awesome.
We should be able to house 149 homeless adults.
Wow. That'll be almost doubling your current capacity, it sounds like.
That is it. And when you see this building, I was able to tour another one that was just recently built in the area by the same builders, and the rooms are fantastic. Looks better than most college dorms. So we are
Before the
anxiously
kids
looking
get there
for.
or after the kids get there?
Right, right.
That's funny. No, so hey, I saw on your website there was something called Miriam's Hostel. What is that?
So at our soup kitchen, which is Loaves and Fishes,
Huh?
right above the soup kitchen is we house uh, up to 6 women a night, and it's called Miriam Hostel. So a lot of our houses have biblical names attached to them, and it's located there because in that area there's a lot of street activity, and there are a lot of females at night that want somewhere to go to get off the streets that they can feel safe. So we can house up to 6 women a night at Miriam's Hostel.
Wonderful. Is
All
there
right.
anything else that I haven't asked you about, or anything you'd like to tell the people about this mission that you think would really open their eyes or help them better understand what you guys are doing or why you do it?
Well, no, I just want to, emphasize that we've been around for 55 years. We've been the best kept secret in Houston. A lot of people will have heard of our soup kitchen, but not realize that, we're bigger than that, and in all the things we do. So I encourage people to visit our website. I encourage people to volunteer, to spread the word. If you are interested in helping the homeless in any way, this is a wonderful way to do it.
Wow. Well, Victor, thank you so much for being a guest on the show today. I've learned a lot about Magnificent Houses that I didn't know. I didn't even realize that y'all had so many homes in the area and were operating and doing great work for the homeless. And thank you for doing what you guys do.
My pleasure, and hopefully I can come back when we have our grand opening next year, June, and tell you all about that.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to hearing about the apartment complex opening up and how that works and everything else. I definitely would like to have you back when that occurs.
Great, great.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Meet Houston Missions and the Simmons and Fletcher Local Mission podcast. This podcast is designed for people just like Victor to come on here and tell us about the various missions in the Houston area. And it's designed also to give people who are looking for places to serve, whether it's for your school group, whether it's for your church group, whether it's for your congregations out there, anybody who, or it's just you want to get involved in something bigger. This is a place to learn about great missions, just like Magnificent Houses, and understand them. And so, if there's anyone out there that's operating a mission, please reach out to me at pcannon@simmonsandfletcher.com or call us at 713-932-0777. Love to hear from you. Love to get you on as a guest. Again, we want people who are serving right here in the Houston area and providing for the basic needs of their brothers. Victor, thank you so much. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.